Hey, what's up, everyone? Dr. Drew here, Dublin's strongest pound for pound chiropractor. Just Google it. What we're talking about today is the perfect stretch routine. Now, oftentimes I talk about this with patients because they're looking for like, oh, what's the stretch I can do for my neck to do, accomplish X, Y, Z, make this adjustment last longer. So what they'll do is they'll end up Googling or they'll end up searching on YouTube, what's the perfect stretching routine? And if you ever see something that's just like the perfect stretch routine, the question you have to ask in addition to that is, what is the goal or the outcome of that stretch? Because if it's just to feel the sensation of stretching, then no matter what you do, it's going to feel perfect. But typically people want some sort of result, some sort of outcome, whether it's injury prevention, enhanced performance, or some sort of relief for a chronic issue. So those are the questions. Once we kind of figure out what we're trying to solve for, then we can dive a little bit deeper into the next step, which is hardware versus software. So think about it this way. The reason you're able to move is because the software up in here, the brain, what's controlling all the muscles and coordination and balance, that's your software. The hardware is the actual muscles, bones, and everything in between, what it actually has to move. So your ability to move is going to be limited by any sort of obstruction, right? Like if you have a surgery, some scar tissue, whatever it may be that's physically in the way, that's going to change how the software has to be able to maneuver in things. Then you add on top of that just your lifestyle behaviors of what you're used to. And remember that it's all changeable. You can update the software by learning new movement patterns. You can have someone help you guide through that stuff. There's one system that I'm very familiar with that I got training with many, many years ago. That's a great foundational platform. It's called Functional Movement Screen, which simply walks you through a set of 7 different types of movement assessments that you can do that checks your shoulder range of motion, your spine, your low back, the stability, your balance, numerous different things, and lays out a step-by-step way, a systematic way of saying, we should probably work here first, because once we do that, you can go on to the next step, which will help you perform better, prevent injury, and hopefully, if you're having some sort of chronic issue, help you kind of improve upon that thing that's going on there. So that's a great way to remember, just hardware over software or software over hardware. The third step is, when looking for a stretching routine, is what is your lifestyle like? What is your postural demands of your everyday? So are you sitting at a desk every day with your shoulders going forward, your head posture going forward as well? Do you have a previous injury which forces you into a certain position, whether it's a knee surgery, low back surgery, a shoulder? Has anything put you into a position to where there's permanent locking up, and you're going to always have to combat whatever that tightness is? Or based on your work demands, right? Like if you're a police officer, or if you're a lawyer where you're doing a lot of sitting, standing, walking around, if you're a gym instructor, whatever the demands are of your work, we're going to have to work with that when it comes to developing the stretching routine that's going to be ideal for you. Fourth thing is, let's say you found the area, right? But you always have tightness in one spot. Sometimes tools can help out tremendously to loosen up some of the connective tissue, whether it's muscles or fascia. So that's where something like a foam roller, a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, the Theracane, massage gun, all of those different tools can help to loosen up some of the tissues. What's really important is that you go back to the software once you've changed the hardware or updated it, and go back and reprogram it. And that's where the fourth component comes in, the fifth component, sort of 5A and 5B. One is you might just need some professional help, someone to take you through the assessment, to show you which tools are going to be individualized for you, and then help you to reprogram it with some specific exercises that you would get from that movement screen. But maybe you just don't have the time or the desire to go and learn that whole system. You just hire someone to do it for you. And then 5B is the other thing is, sometimes you just need someone to do the work. That is what we do here in the office at the specific chiropractic centers. We are actually looking at the structure, how that's interacting with the nervous system and the brainstem, because ultimately the nervous system is what's controlling your movement anyways. So we want to make sure we can test that. And when we do our procedure, we're only intervening when it's necessary. You might also need to see someone else. Maybe it's a physical therapist or a massage therapist, someone that can do the work for you. And that way you can get back into whatever it is you're doing, whether it's going on hikes or just spending time with friends and family and not having those aches and pains. That's where professional help really comes in. If you ever need any help finding someone, I'm always here to help you. I'm Dr. Drew Versalino with the Specific Chiropractic Centers here in Dublin, California. Just reach out to me. I'm super responsive. You can send me a message here to this. You can reply to me via email, Facebook Messenger. Let me know. I'm here to help you. Hope you have a good rest of your